Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the War Train here. Do me a favor, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel, guys. I try to put gaming content out daily, and if you guys enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. But with that said, today's video, guys, we are going to check out Ghostbusters Remastered for the Nintendo Switch, but this game also came out on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. So, regardless of platform, it's on all of them, so go pick it up, because I gotta tell you right now, this game is absolutely worth a pickup. It's $30, so this game does not break your bank account at all. I mean, you may already own it for like the PS3 or Xbox 360 because, you know, this is a last-gen game, but I think this is definitely a game deserving of your collection, to be in your collection for sure. It's for $30. I don't think you can go wrong, and it looks great. It looks a lot clearer than, like, say, the PS3 version. You know, that was a good-looking version, you know, when it came out. But let's face it, that's old hardware now. And you know, these remasters, even though that stuff was in HD, usually it was in, like, say, 720 or whatever. Now, just jumping into 1080 looks so much better, and they're, you know, being more powerful hardware now. They're able to add, you know, better, you know, destruction, better particle effects, and it shows. It absolutely shows. And the games usually run a lot smoother too on the new hardware. And I gotta say, I've been having an absolute blast playing this. And I also have Ghostbusters on the Wii, which was actually part of that last gen launch or whatever, but this game right here was pretty much the same game, but it was different because the hardware couldn't actually perform the same way, so they used cartoon style characters to, you know, make up for the lack of power on the hardware, which was a great idea because they were still able to bring the game to the you know, the Wii. And it also used motion controls. And I've had this in my collection, but I never checked it out. But since I already had it and I picked this up, I wanted to check this out and just see what it was like. And I gotta say, it's pretty cool. It's, you know, kind of it's a different version of it, but it definitely works. But I'm sure Nintendo's happy to finally be able to, you know, bring the game they probably wanted to bring originally and weren't able to do because of the weaker hardware. And the great part is, you know, you're getting the best version of it, the remaster. And this game looks great on Nintendo Switch. They did an absolutely awesome job with this port. I haven't played the Xbox One or PlayStation 4 version, but I imagine they look great as well. They probably run at 4K, I'd imagine, on the enhanced versions like the Pro and the X. And I almost may pick one of those versions up just to check that out at some point, because this game is a lot of fun and it's definitely worth the $30, that's for sure. This is absolute quality. And if you're, you know, were a kid in the 80s or grew up in the 90s, I'm sure you were a Ghostbusters fan, and this is a game that you would want to check out for sure, especially if you've never played it. If you've never played it, then you're going to want to get this. I mean, it's pretty much a Ghostbusters 3 movie, but you're playing it, and it is just a whole lot of fun. The best parts, too, is you have a lot of older ghosts like that we're familiar with. You know, the usual suspects like Slimer, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, the librarian lady. I love that they included all that stuff, and I love how they had like Vigo that was in the painting and stuff. They have the painting in the Ghostbusters office, their office space, headquarters. I thought that was so cool. And you know, you have Ecto 1 that's where you jump in to start your missions. So, you know, they're bringing back all the major nostalgic points here. I mean, you know, you have moments that are so almost like parts from the movie, but they even, you know, shed light on that. This was almost like what happened to me last time, you know, and I love that they do that. So they acknowledge the other movies. It's all canon in this, basically third movie universe or whatever. It's just a whole lot of fun. The gameplay, it takes a little bit to get used to, and I forgot that I actually played this game back on the PS3. I knew about it, when it was coming out. I was like, oh, cool. I actually pre-ordered it right away because I really wanted to, especially being a remaster, I really wanted to own it. And it was kind of like one of those things, I didn't really remember playing it. Like, I remembered the game, but I didn't really remember playing it. And it wasn't until I started playing this that I was like, oh yeah, wait a minute. I remember this. I was like, oh yeah, I remember this too. I actually forgot. I did play this game. And I remember when I did play it, like, it all clicked. It was like, you know what? I remember I loved the way that this game looked, and I really thought it looked like a movie when I was playing it back then, because it was pretty impressive even on the PS3. And I want to say, yeah, I never finished it back then. I just played a couple levels of it or whatever. I don't even know if I owned it. I can't even remember how I played it. If I may have rented it, or yeah, I actually think I rented it. I just never finished it because obviously I would have had to take it back, and I probably just was busy with work or whatever at the time. But I did remember playing the first couple levels, like down to the bosses and everything, and I remember when I first played it, I wasn't good at the controls, and I was a little wonky with the controls, especially playing it this time. But, as I progressed and got used to playing the game, the controls got easy. And now I'm just like, it feels spot on. I have no problems with the controls at all. They feel nice, smooth, fluent. It's just I didn't know how to use them correctly. And it definitely does take some practice. But once you get the hang of it, it definitely feels smooth, and it's really satisfying to kind of wrangle the ghost up into the traps. Definitely a lot of fun. And, the way that they do it, I think is cool, because you have like a capture button. So once you beat them down, which you can actually slam them off stuff, which is cool. But you can, like, when you capture them, you can slam them to beat them down to make them weaker. But then you can pull them into the trap once you get it over top. And they try to fly away, and you'll be like pulling the joystick the opposite direction, which is really clever. It works absolutely great. And you can actually move objects with the same mechanics. So I thought that was really cool too, because I was wondering in a part earlier in the game, I'm like, how comes I can't get past this? I didn't realize that it could actually pick up things in the world, certain objects, and actually move them with the proton pack. I was like, wow, man, this is awesome. So I was having a lot of fun playing this. And like I said, this game does look really good. Even being on Nintendo Switch, it looks awesome. I was really happy with the port that they have on here. Like I said, I don't know what the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 version look like. I seen, online they showed us, I want to say comparisons, and they pretty much looked about the same. Those versions are definitely a little sharper or whatever, because they can play, especially the enhanced versions can play up to 4K, which Switch obviously can only play up to 1080p. But a game like this that was last gen like that, I don't think it really makes that much of a difference, because it's already got a jump in resolution, and it shows. If you put this side by side compared to, say, the PS3 version, even the Switch version, you can see a huge difference. It is so much clearer. I'm not sure if the original version ran at 720p and if that's why, but besides that, you had muddier textures, things like that definitely were noticeable. And I gotta say, the only thing that I thought looked a little like poorer was the cutscenes. Those cutscenes, you could tell there seemed to be like a lot of compression to them, and like the faces, you could tell in certain spots that they just looked last gen. And I don't think there was a whole lot that they could do with that, because why would they? They'd really be changing the game in a sense. Because they didn't remake the whole game from the ground up and it was no Link's Awakening here. I mean, they're just taking the same game and they're basically just giving it a facelift. You know, making it look sharper, cleaner, maybe some better textures, take out some of the blurriness, better aliasing, things of that nature, better frame rate, a lot smoother frame rate, you know, that kind of stuff. They're not totally remaking the whole game from the ground up and changing stuff, but I mean, I'm sure that there's like, you know, better high-res textures and that stuff also used, but as far as, like I said, the facial animations and stuff, like in the cutscenes, you could definitely tell. I want to say that the actual gameplay looks better some spots than the cutscenes does, just because the gameplay is just pretty crisp and clear. I mean, your character, as far as like looking at the proton pack and your uniform, like the angle that you have, it looks great. Absolutely great. Real happy with the way that it looks, real happy with the gameplay. I mean, the writing in the game and the music, because the music is just excellent. I mean, it just plays all the right music at all the right time. I mean, it is just that good, the music. You know, it's just like if you were watching the movie. They have those little parts of like piano that kind of roll in, or just like little sound effects that just kind of come in at the perfect timing. That's this game, just like that. And with being that you have all the original voice actors or actors playing the voices, you know, you got Ernie Hudson, you know, Harold Ramis, Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, all here revising their roles. And you're the rookie, which is cool. The way that they set it up is you're a rookie, you jump in with the Ghostbusters, and, you know, you're right alongside them on this adventure, basically trying to, you know, figure out what's going on and save New York, you know? So it's just like if there's a Ghostbusters 3, this is it. And they do a great job, Harold Ramis and Dan Aykroyd, with the writing of this game. And it completely holds up. It's just a fantastic game. I couldn't say much more good stuff about this game. I mean, it's just great. And, you know, I don't think you would want anything more from a Ghostbuster game. This pretty much nails it across the board. Music, gameplay, original actors, just great story. You know, I don't know what else I'm leaving out. The great game looks great. You know, you got great enemies, great boss battles. Some of the boss battles are just a lot of fun. Especially, I loved fighting the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I thought that was awesome. And just a lot of fun just to see, because that was a long fight that you have with that character. And it's early in the game, too. So it's not like something that you're playing at the end. It's pretty early right in the game, so you know, you're getting that kick in nostalgia right away. And I absolutely love that. And you know, you got scenes with the librarian, and it's just taking me back to the movie, and I'm just hearing Ray in my head say, "Get her!" You know, and them, you know, making fun of him then once she, you know, goes all demonic on him and stuff. And he runs, you know, it takes all running, but absolutely a blast to play. You know, just like I said, if you have $30 and you're a fan of Ghostbusters, go pick this up now. Just go get it for whatever platform. I don't think it matters. You know, even if you still only have a PS3 or whatever, you know, and you don't have this game, I think it's even worth playing on there. Like, if that's what the hardware you have and you don't have any new hardware, go pick this up. I'm sure you could probably get it fairly cheap. Maybe it's probably still $10 because it's a good game. So I don't know that you're actually going to see this game for like $3 or $4. I want to say even the Wii version or whatever, I want to say was definitely not no $4. I can't remember what I paid for it, but I want to say it was at least 10. It was at least 10 at GameStop. But you know, let me know what you guys think. Have you played this game, and what did you think about it? And like I said, if you didn't play it, go pick it up. It's $30. It's not going to break the bank, and it's absolutely worth it. A little bit short, but I mean, you know, it doesn't wear out its welcome. And, you know, it's a game I think you can play over through the years, because it's just whenever you want to get that Ghostbusters, you know, fix in, maybe you watch the movies and you just want a little more, this is definitely that little more for sure. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, and subscribe to the channel, guys. I try to put gaming content out like this daily, and if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. But that's the video, guys. I'm the War Train, and I'm out. Thanks for watching.